Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning, girls. How are you? Hope you're doing good and fine. Welcome to Unit 10, Lesson 1. What is electricity? See the lightning flash across the sky? That lightning is caused by electricity. In this lesson, you are going to explore the atom or atoms. Atom is the place where electricity begins. How do objects become electrically charged? How do they interact with each other? You will find out the answers to these questions and more as you explore electricity. So, today let's start with atoms. Now, what are atoms? Let me tell you something. Atoms are the building blocks of matter. Let's write it down. Atoms. So, number 1, they are the building blocks of all matters, definitely, of all matter. So if atom is the building block of all matter, can you see it with your own eye? No, never. They are tiny and small particles that you cannot even see with your own eye. You need a special microscope only to look at them. So, they are so tiny and small particles. What else do you want to know more about atoms? What are they made of? Oh, they are made of three. They are made of three main particles. I'm gonna just show you three main particles. Proton, which I'm gonna write them with red. Protons, right? And neutrons. All right, and finally, electrons. Each one of these are electrically charged. What do I mean by electrically charged? Electric charge. So, electric charge basically is a property of a particle that affects how it behaves around other particle. What I'm trying to say is each one of these three particles that they form an atom, proton, neutron, and electrons, together they form an atom. Each one of them have a specific charge, an electric charge. Each charge, it will affect how this particle behaves or act. So, a proton have a positive charge. What do I mean by a positive? It's adding a positive charge. I will use the adding symbol to say positive charge. What about electrons? Electron has a negative, and I'm gonna use the minus symbol to say negative charge. What about neutrons? A neutron is, or neutrons are neutral. What do I mean by neutral? They have no charge, right? Now, let's say it again. we know that atoms are the building blocks of all matters. And they are very tiny and small particles that you cannot see with your own eyes. So you really need a special microscope just to look them for. And they are made of three main particles. What are they? Proton, neutron, electron. And all these particles are electrically charged. What do I mean by electric charge? Electric charge is the property of particle that affects how it behaves around other particles. All right. What do I mean by the building blocks of all matter? We said everything around us is matter. And we know everything matter. Okay, matter can be liquid, gas, and solid. But is matter the smallest thing in an object? No, the smallest thing ever in an object is an atom. And this is what we are studying today. Atom. Everything is made up out of atom. Even our planets, even our universe, even everything that you ever know is made of atom. Let's draw the atom together. Right. Now, let's draw an atom. First, we have to write the title, atom. Okay. An atom have two spaces. This is the first one, and this is the second one. So, I'm gonna write down the protons over here. They are in this small area, and then next to a proton is a neutron, and they are stick together and in one area, and this one area I call it nucleus. This is the nucleus of an atom. Nucleus. All right. So what do I miss? I'm missing the electrons. Electrons are all over the space here, and it's swimming. It can swim up, swim down, swim left, or swim right. Randomly, it goes all around. You cannot expect where it's going, but it can swim all around and move all around. And this area, I call it the electron cloud. Electron cloud. So, an atom have a proton, which has a positive proton, which have a positive charge. Then, next to a proton, I have a neutron, which doesn't have any charge. Then we have electrons, which have negative charges. Yes. Now, let's see how electrons can move from one atom to another atom. So, electrons can move from one atom to another atom. Let's find out more about it. All right. Let's open your book to page 485. 485. And let's take a look on these atoms. All right. Or atoms. Now, each of these atoms has the same number of protons and electrons. We're talking about protons and electrons. So the same number are of positive and negative particles. So definitely if an atom have the same number of positive and negative particle, so I say the atom is equal. No charge. I cannot say this atom is positive or this atom is negative. Okay, on the left side, all of them are equal. All right, and on the left side, right side also it is equal. Now let's see second one. What is happening over here? I see one electron is escaping. So an electron from the atom on the left moves to the atom on the right. Okay, if it moves, what is happening? The atom on the left now has a charge of 1 positive more. The atom on the right has a charge of -1. What do I mean by +1 and -1? So, when this atom moved from left to right, this right atom, it has now more electron than a proton. So this atom is charged of 1 negative electron. And this one have what? 1 positive proton more. So the charge is able to change. Atoms sometimes gain or lose electrons. This gain or lose causes the atom to have an unequal number of positive and negative charges. For example, if an atom with a 9 proton and 9 electron gains an electron, what is going to happen? The atom will have a charge of 1 negative. See, it's not -1. We say 1 negative charge. So, if a neutral atom loses an electron, the number of proton will no longer balance the number of electron, and the atom will have a charge of +1. See? It's not plus and minus. It's not the same. I'm just saying it's 1 positive and 1 negative. So all what you have to do is to count. Count the number of the electron and the proton. So see who have more charges, the negative or the positive, and how much they are more than each other. Let's do this activity. Draw an atom with 3 proton. See? So I'm gonna draw the proton definitely with red. 1, 2, 3. 3 proton. And 4 neutron. Let's choose the number, the color. Okay, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 neutron. And how many electrons? 2. Only 2. All right. So this is the electrons. Okay, you can make the nuclear. Okay, this is the nucleus, and this is the electric or electron cloud. All right, the question is now, what is the charge of this atom? Is it easy? Now, let's find out. To find out, we have to count. How many electrons we have? 2. So, I have 2 negative charges. Now, how much are the positive? 1, 2, 3. 3. I have 3 positive. Okay. What is the charge of this atom? How can I know what is the charge of this atom? What I'm going to do is to count. What is the difference between the two numbers? How much? The difference between the two numbers is 1. Okay, one of them is having 1 more. Okay. You have 1 more of what? Of negative or of positive? Yes, of course. So I have 1 more positive charge. So the atom is 1 more charge. I say it is positive, charging 1. All right? So when I ask you what is the charge of the atom, you will tell me it is 1 positive. What do I mean by that? Because it has 1 more positive than the negatives. See? Okay. Now imagine if I have 4 more. Okay, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 electrons and how many? 5 electrons, so 5 negative and 3 positive. Now tell me the difference. Who has the biggest number? Yes, the biggest number is negative. Okay, how much 5 is bigger than 3? With 2. So the atom is charged by 2 negative. Now, can you see the difference? All right, now let me put it back so you can copy the answer. All right, so 1 positive. That's it for today, my girls. Hope you got it. And do you have any question, you just can ask me anytime. Email me or comment or text. Do whatever you want. That's it for today. Thank you for listening. See you next time in a new lesson.